We've seen it in commercials, all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive conquering the elements like they're unstoppable. But what if I told you these systems aren't always as bulletproof as they seem? From icy commutes to off-road adventures, all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive promise grip and control, but how often do they deliver without draining your wallet? And more importantly, are they built to last? Today we're diving into the dependability and cost of owning a car with either of these systems. Are they worth the hype, added complexity and cost, or really just a mechanic's dream? And we all know the old school manually shifted four-wheel drive systems in grandpa's old pickup is basically bulletproof. But what about the modern computer-controlled electrically operated designs? Let's find out. First, let's get on the same page. All-wheel drive, or AWD, and four-wheel drive, usually shortened to 4WD or 4x4, both send power to all four wheels, but they go about doing it in two different ways. All-wheel drive is the always-on system primarily targeted at on-road stability. It's smart and seamless, automatically shuffling power around as needed. Think Subarus with symmetrical all-wheel drive or Audi's Quattro. All four wheels are mechanically linked together with a center differential that splits power front to back, but allows for some slip when needed. Think like taking a sharp corner in a parking garage. All-wheel drive systems typically improve cornering performance, especially in wet or snowy conditions, and provide a smoother driving experience overall. However, the added components can lead to increased weight, slightly lowering fuel efficiency compared to their two-wheel drive counterparts. And if it matters to you, you'll feel that extra weight when pushing your car to the limits out on track as well, though the extra grip usually makes up for it. Four-wheel drive, on the other hand, is the off-road warrior. In general, you decide when it's on, and they usually come paired with a low-range mode for extra torque and finer control of wheel speed. They're perfect for more focused off-roaders, Jeeps and Toyota 4Runners and Land Cruisers, and the majority of pickup trucks. While four-wheel drive systems shine in more rugged terrain, they tend to be even heavier and less fuel efficient due to their more robust construction and the additional mechanical parts required for that off-road capability, even when compared to an all-wheel drive system. Like a center differential, a transfer case also splits power front and rear. The difference is, when four-wheel drive is engaged, both the front and rear axles receive the same amount of power at all times. Think of it like this. If one wheel on an all-wheel drive car has zero traction, like is in the air or on a patch of ice, or in this case on rollers, 100% of the torque would be sent to that wheel by default. Power is going to take the path of least resistance. Now, most modern all-wheel drive cars use a torsion or torque sensing center differential that mechanically fights the urge to do that. And with electronic traction control and brake torque vectoring, it's not really a problem. But if, for instance, you were to say brake an axle, with all-wheel drive, you're not going anywhere. Meanwhile, four-wheel drive allows for torque to be split front to back at all times, no matter what. And it's made even more effective when it takes advantage of the same sort of traction control and brake torque systems that all-wheel drive cars use. And as if that's not already confusing enough, there's also full-time four-wheel drive. Think of it like a hybrid between the two. You get a transfer case, not always with a low-range mode, and you also get a center differential. It's kind of the best of both worlds, and you'll typically see this sort of system on higher-end off-roaders. Think the new Land Cruiser or pretty much every Range Rover. Each system has its strengths, but how do they hold up over time? Well, that's where the story gets interesting. Traditional all-wheel drive systems have pretty great track records. Subaru's system is practically bulletproof if you keep up with fluid changes. Quattro, built like it was designed to work in a tank. Then there's Toyota's all-wheel drive system, found in stuff like the RAV4, which combines reliability with simplicity. But newer systems with electronic clutches, like Haldex all-wheel drive used in many Volvos, Volkswagens, and Hondas, can be a little more hit and miss. They're efficient by using a clutch pack that can disconnect the rear wheels when cruising on the highway, but they're also packed with sensors and modules that can fail. And when they do, big repair bills. Think easily over $1,000 for a bad Haldex pump. As for maintenance, all-wheel drive requires extra TLC. There are differentials, center diffs, and more fluids to change, including fluids and filters for the Haldex type systems. Skip a fluid change, you could be asking for trouble. For most systems, it'll run you anywhere between $300 and $500 extra every 30 to 60,000 miles or so. All-wheel drive systems are built to make driving easier, especially in bad weather, but the added complexity can come back to bite you, although it rarely ever does. They're pretty reliable. Now let's talk about four-wheel drive, the king of off-road capability. But is it also the king of reliability? Old-school systems like the ones in Jeep Wranglers or older Land Cruisers are almost indestructible. These use mechanical transfer cases and solid rear axles that laugh in the face of abuse. The simplicity of these systems make them easier to repair and less prone to failure. However, modern full-time four-wheel drive systems like Land Rover's Terrain Response or Toyota's Multi-Terrain Select add advanced electronics and sensors, which improve functionality, but also increase the risk of expensive failures. While older systems relied on manual controls, modern setups include actuators and modules that can cost thousands to replace if they fail. Transfer cases and differentials need fluid changes just like all-wheel drive systems. If you're hitting the trails often, you'll need to stay on top of it. Again, expect a few $100s per service. And don't forget CV joints and drive shafts, which can wear out under heavy use. Older four-wheel drive systems like those in early Broncos or Scouts had fewer things to go wrong compared to today's electronic systems in vehicles like the current Ford Bronco or Jeep Grand Cherokee. Common issues with four-wheel drive include binding in the drivetrain when you forget to switch it out of four-wheel drive on pavement, leaky transfer cases, and electronics failing in modern four-wheel drive systems. In contrast, older systems, while certainly less efficient, were often more forgiving of rough use or neglect. When it comes to cost of ownership, it's not just about maintenance, it's about repairs too. All-wheel drive and four-wheel drive vehicles are heavier and have more moving parts, which means more wear and tear. For all-wheel drive, on average, expect anywhere from $500 to $1,000 more every 3 years in maintenance and repair costs compared to two-wheel drive vehicles. Again, repairs aren't common here. But for example, a failing center differential in a Subaru can cost around $2,000 to replace, while an electronic Haldex pump in a Volvo might set you back $1,500. And like we said earlier, you will have a few extra fluids that need changing every so often. Traditional four-wheel drive systems are simpler to fix, but can still rack up bills if you're using them for heavy off-roading. For instance, repairing a transfer case in a Jeep Wrangler might cost $1,500, while replacing advanced terrain control modules in a modern Land Rover can easily hit $2,000 or more. And let's not forget that those beefy off-road tires wear faster and cost more to replace as well. Oh, and speaking of tires, that's probably the #1 noticeable increase in cost here. For all-wheel drive and full-time four-wheel drive systems in particular, tires almost always have to be replaced as a complete set. There's a small window of allowable variation in tire wear front to back and left to right, but in general, overall tire circumference needs to be matched on all four corners, so keep that in mind. To sum all that up, here's the pros and cons. For all-wheel drive, it's always active, no need to think about it. It's great for slippery roads and even light off-roading. And truth is, in general, it's super dependable with proper care. As for the cons, we've got expensive repair bills if electronics fail, more frequent maintenance needed, limited off-road capability, and lastly, long-term ownership costs can stack up over time. Tires, the extra hit to fuel economy, and of course, maintenance. As for four-wheel drive, these systems are built for abuse. They're rugged and durable. You get amazing off-road performance, and simpler systems, especially in older models, mean fewer costly repairs. As for the cons, four-wheel drive systems in general are heavier and less fuel efficient. They require driver input, which isn't always beginner-friendly. Modern systems can be complex and pricey to fix, and again, long-term costs, all things considered, will be higher over a two-wheel drive system. If you live somewhere with unpredictable weather or plan to explore some light trails, all-wheel drive is probably your best bet. Just be ready to shell out a bit more for regular maintenance. It's the price of peace of mind. For hardcore off-roaders or heavy-duty applications, four-wheel drive is the clear winner. But remember, with great traction comes great responsibility and a bit more maintenance, because nothing kills reliability faster than neglect. To answer the question, are they reliable? Simply put, yes.
Yes, sir.
You may have the odd transfer case motor failure here or differential seal failure there, but in my nearly 15 years of experience as a professional technician, I can honestly say that repairs to all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive systems in particular are few and far between. Of course, with added parts and complexity comes an increase in risk for things to go wrong. But what you really need to focus on here is the cost to benefit ratio of the added capability and peace of mind against things like tires and fuel economy. Because some of the modern systems don't even really require maintenance, except say once every 100,000 miles or so. Do your research up front and know what you're getting into. But if you think you want an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive car, the added cost spread out over time, in my opinion, is usually worth it. So there you have it. All-wheel drive and four-wheel drive are awesome when you need them, but they come with their own quirks and costs. Got a favorite system or maybe a horror story about a repair bill? Drop it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We've got fresh videos coming every week. My name's Trav. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time.